Welcome back to Old Charles today. We're diving deep into the history and value of a classic British coin, the United Kingdom 10 New Pence from 1969. Whether you're a coin collector, a history lover, or just curious about old money, this video is packed with everything you need to know. So stick around until the end, because you might be surprised how much this coin can be worth today. In 1969, the United Kingdom was in the middle of a major change, the decimalisation of the currency system. Before this, Britain used the old pounds, shillings, and pence system that was quite complicated. A shilling was worth 12 pence, and 20 shillings made a pound. The 10 New Pence coin was introduced in 1968, but the 1969 issue is one of the earliest years of decimal coins. These coins were minted to replace the older 2-shilling coin. Since both had the same value, 1/5 of a pound, the coin was part of the first wave of decimal coins, preparing the public for the full decimalisation that officially came on 15 February 1971, known as Decimal Day. So, when you hold a 1969 10 New Pence, you're holding a piece of British monetary history that marked the transition from the old system to the modern one we know today. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1969 10 New Pence coin. It features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This is the second portrait of the Queen, which was used on coins between 1968 and 1984. In this portrait, the Queen is wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The reverse design was created by Christopher Ironside. It shows a heraldic lion, a powerful symbol taken from the crest of England's coat of arms. Above the lion, it says New Pence, and below, the denomination 10. The coin was made of copper nickel, 75% copper, and 25% nickel. It was 28.5 millimeters in diameter and weighed 11.3 grams. A pretty large and heavy coin compared to today's 10p coins. This big size made it feel substantial in the hand, but eventually, it was deemed too large and was replaced by the smaller 10p coin in 1992. The 1969 10 New Pence coin was minted in large numbers for circulation. Millions were produced because the UK needed to replace the old 2-shilling coins. That means it isn't considered rare in general circulation. However, collectors still seek out coins from the first years of decimalisation because of their historical importance. The 1969 coin is often found in circulation sets, proof sets, and collectors' albums. It's worth noting that many of these coins stayed in pockets and purses for decades, meaning condition plays a huge role in determining value. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know. How much is a 1969 10 New Pence coin worth today if you find one in your change? Most are only worth around £0.20 to £1 because so many were made. Coins with less wear, where the details of the Queen's portrait and the lion are still sharp, can be valued between £1 to £3. This is where the value jumps. A shiny, mint-condition 1969 10 New Pence can fetch anywhere from £5 to £15, depending on the market. Proof sets containing the 1969 coin can sell for even more if you happen to find a 1969 10 New Pence with a minting error, such as an off-center strike or a misprint in the design. The value can increase dramatically, sometimes reaching £50 or more, depending on rarity. That it's important to note that collectors often look for coins graded by professional services, as certified coins can bring higher prices at auctions. The 1969 10 New Pence coin is more than just an old coin. It represents a turning point in British history. It tells the story of how the UK moved away from centuries of the old currency system into the more practical decimal system we use today. For coin collectors, owning a 1969 10 New Pence is like owning a time capsule, a piece of history that marks the beginning of modern British money. Even though it might not make you rich overnight, its historical significance makes it a must-have coin in any UK decimal collection. So there you have it, the full story of the United Kingdom 10 New Pence coin from 1969. From its origins in the decimalisation era, to its design, to how much it's worth today, this coin continues to be a fascinating piece of British numismatic history. The United Kingdom 10 New Pence coin of 1969 is a product of one of the most important changes in British monetary history. The move to decimalisation. For centuries, Britain had used a complex monetary system based on pounds, shillings, and pence. In this system, There were 12 pence in a shilling and 20 shillings in a pound, which meant 240 pence equaled 1 pound. While this worked for generations, by the 20th century it became outdated, especially as international trade and modern accounting demanded a simpler, decimal-based system. In 1966, the UK government announced that it would move to a decimal currency, where the pound would be divided into 100 new pence. To prepare the public for this major change, the first decimal coins were introduced early, beginning in 1968 with the 5p and 10p coins. The 10 New Pence coin was created to directly replace the old 2-shilling coin, since both had the same value of 1/5 of a pound. In fact, the new 10p and the old 2-shilling were the same size, which allowed them to circulate together. This was done intentionally to make the transition smoother for the public. By 1969, the coin was in full production, and millions were minted to ensure there would be enough in circulation before **decimal day**, which officially took place on 15 February 1971. That was the day when Britain fully converted to decimal currency. The design of the coin also carried historic